All right, today we're going to dive deep into the code of your own mind. We're talking about some serious neuroscience and psychology hacks that can help you literally rewire your brain for peak performance. The goal? To turn that feeling of being stuck into, well, unstoppable momentum. So let's get right into it. I mean, you know the feeling, right? It's 2 p.m., you're supposed to be productive, but instead you're just scrolling knee-deep in a social media feed. And those big goals you have, they feel like they're on another planet. It's that constant battle between what you know you should be doing and, what's just easy. We've all been there. But here's the absolute key takeaway. This isn't about you being lazy. It's not a character flaw or some lack of willpower. Nope, it's just your biology. It's how you're wired. And the best part? Once you understand how the system works, you can actually start to hack it. This completely changes the game, right? It's no longer about feeling guilty, it's about having a better strategy. So, where do we start? We're going to go after the main culprit behind that motivation bug, your dopamine system. You've probably heard of it, but understanding what it really does, well, that's step one to taking back control. Okay, let's clear something up. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, but that's not quite right. It's really the molecule of motivation. It's what makes you want to chase things, to pursue goals. It's the engine that pushes you forward. And the XP points analogy is perfect. It's not the reward you get for finishing the quest, it's the points you get for just doing the quest. It's all about the pursuit. The problem, of course, is that our modern world has totally hijacked the system. I'm talking about the constant pings, the social media notifications, the sugar hits, the endless Netflix binges, all of it. It's turned a lot of us into, well, let's call him Lazy Larry. We get so used to these super quick, cheap wins that our brain just kind of crashes when it's time to do any real hard work. And this really shows the two different paths, right? On one side, you've got cheap dopamine. It's easy, it's instant. But here's the kicker. It actually lowers your motivation over time. It makes you need more and more to feel anything. Then you've got earned dopamine. This comes from real effort, from making progress on something that matters. This is the stuff that builds genuine, lasting motivation. The trap? Our whole world is basically a giant machine designed to feed us the cheap stuff. So how do we fight back? This brings us to level 1 of our little performance upgrade, hacking your dopamine. We're going to learn how to flip this script and make this whole system start working for us instead of against us. And we've got two main strategies here. First, and this is huge, you have to attach pleasure to the process, not just the big final win. You've got to celebrate the small steps. And second, we're going to leverage what are called dopamine peaks and troughs. This is about using unpredictable rewards to keep your brain hooked on the good habits, kind of like how a slot machine works, but for your own goals. All right, so once we get a handle on our dopamine, it's time for level 2, syncing up with your body's natural rhythms. See, your brain isn't some computer that can just run at full speed 24/7. It has its own cycles, its own clocks. And if you learn to work with them instead of against them, man, it gives you such a massive advantage. Rhythms is called the ultradian cycle. Basically, your brain can only maintain peak focus for about 90 minutes. After that, your performance just drops. The hack is super simple, but it's a game changer. Work in focused 90-minute sprints, then, and this is critical, take a real 20-minute break. And by real, I mean no screens. Let your brain actually recharge. It's seriously like getting all the benefits of focus without the burnout. So what do you do during that 20-minute break? How about this? Go for a walk. Why? Because research shows that walking can boost your creative output by a staggering 60%. It's because of something called optic flow. As you move forward and the world streams past you, it actually calms the part of your brain responsible for stress and opens up new pathways for ideas. Seriously, it works. And here are a couple of other super quick but incredibly powerful hacks for your body's rhythm. First, get some morning sun. Within an hour of waking up, get outside for at least 10 minutes. This sunlight sets your body's internal clock for the day and gives you sustained energy. And the second hack is the opposite. In the evening, dim the lights. This tells your brain it's time to wind down and start producing melatonin, which is exactly what you need for amazing sleep. Okay, so we've hacked our brain chemistry from the bottom up, we've synced up with our body's clocks, but for change that really truly sticks, we need to go top down. It's time for the final boss level, the identity upgrade. This is where we stop focusing on just doing things and we start focusing on becoming someone. James Clear puts this perfectly in his book Atomic Habits. He says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your identity. And that just hits so hard, right? Goals are fleeting. Motivation comes and goes. But your identity, that deep down belief about who you are, that's what's running the show on autopilot, especially when things get tough. And that little shift in thinking is everything. Think about it. Saying, I want to run a marathon feels like a huge temporary project that needs tons of willpower. But saying, I am a runner, that changes the whole game. Going for a run isn't a chore anymore. It's just what you do. It's a natural expression of who you are. It's the difference between forcing yourself and just being yourself. And you might think this is complicated, but the process is actually pretty simple. Step 1, just decide who you want to be. State it in the present tense, like, I am a focused writer, or I am an athlete. Step 2, prove it to yourself with tiny wins. Every time you write 100 words, you're casting a vote for, I am a focused writer. Each little action reinforces that new identity, until eventually it just becomes true. There you have it. That's the toolkit. A way to rewire your brain chemistry, sync up your body's rhythms, and upgrade your entire identity. Let's just do a super quick rundown of the biggest hacks you can put into action right now. First, learn to love the process, not just the goals. That's how you manage your dopamine. Second, work in those 90-minute focus blocks. Third, take a walk when you need a creative boost. Fourth, get that morning sun and dim the lights at night. And the big one, decide who you want to be and then take small steps to prove it to yourself every single day. Look, these aren't just cool ideas to think about. They're actual practical tools you can use. The only real question left is, which one are you going to try first? You don't have to do them all at once. Just pick one. Maybe it's the 90-minute focus session. Maybe it's just getting that morning sunlight. The power isn't in knowing, it's in starting. Pick one and go begin your upgrade.
So